Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update, a little bit later than usual because I have been in the gym. But yeah, what another great morning for crypto, especially those altcoins that we've been looking at. They have been absolutely flying. So yeah, if you're not in the Telegram group, basically I talk about them in there a lot, so maybe worth checking out. And if you guys just wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go over to those charts. So yeah, that's the daily. We'll go to the 4 hour first. 4 hour first, here we go. So yeah, we are up in this resistance zone, flagging out this move up, which is not the it's not the most inherently bearish price action, of course. But yeah, we've got to make our way above this zone. So basically above this 11,000, I'll call it 11,900, and then we've got to make it above this wick and start making some progress in this zone. If we do that, then I think all is good for forming a base above this zone. And yeah, I mean, and then just we can just look for more upside then. Failing that, if we drop out of this resistance zone, if we drop out, it is going to look, obviously this is only really like short to medium term, but it's going to look like a lower high relative to this high here. So yeah, potential play out some downside, even if it is just sort of the bottom of this wick and we start to form a bit of a pennant. Or if we do come all the way down to the 10,600 zone, one of those one of those I think will be a target, and we'll just have to see how we interact with each of those levels. As and when that happens. I am a bit reluctant to draw the trend line on just yet, but yeah, I mean, either way, that could still turn out just to be a pennant, which again is just a could just basically be a continuation pattern after this move up. So obviously no reason macro, medium, long term or anything to be bearish. We just got to see where we are going to form a substantial base. I mean, the best base we've got at the moment, oh, the best base. I'm reluctant to say the top of this pattern here, just purely because it is so close to the underside of this resistance anyway. So you wouldn't expect to lose this resistance, but then get caught by this level. But then obviously we've got this trend line, which I mean, we can't ignore it, can we? Can't ignore that trend line. And then obviously we've got we've got this level down here. So. Let's have a look at those. Stochastics. 4 hour pretty high up now, so I believe this is going to put some downward pressure on price action. The 4 hours, but obviously it's not necessarily macro pressure. Obviously 10 hour moving up and 12 hour moving back up. So again, I mean, you can see there's obviously bifurcation between these indicators. Daily is now into basically the purple zone again. So yeah, that is not necessarily great. So I would say, I mean, the daily and the 4 hour combined, I think we are gonna we're gonna struggle to get above this high and make progress into this zone on this pass. And if I had to guess now, I would probably say we will form this pennant. We'll come down to test this trend line at some point, as in some price, depending on the point in time we test it. And obviously after that we can then we can potentially break to the upside of that pennant and then have a nice, and then we can, realistically speaking, this is a large enough, good enough formation for me to expect a breakout of this formation if we do in fact confirm this as a local high, come back and confirm this as a local low and start to make progress to the upside of the pennant. I believe that is definitely enough to then target a full projected move of this pennant, really, which would the flagpole, sort of the flagpole on this to be a large bull flag, which then that will realistically get us to about 14k. Let's face it, and then we'll probably have some nice wicks, some nice John Wicks above there. And yeah, that's kind of looks like a likely scenario. I mean, so far as obviously testing this downside, like I have said, I now believe we've got a good chance of getting supported by here, and it's purely just because of how strong we stayed, how we stayed above this trend line for so long, how we back up in this resistance. I mean, we are looking good. We have had these wicks down, and whilst I don't consider those as proper tests, that was just a level that I was looking for to be confirmed as support. And obviously, if we can confirm a level as support higher than that, then that obviously it takes precedent over obviously the lower levels of support. I mean, it's just as simple as that, really. No real complex logic to it or anything like that, in all fairness. Shall we have a look at these TDs, because we may have got something. No, we're not. We basically flagged out here before. We've got a 4-hour 9. Have we got anything on the 8-hour TD sequential? Nothing on the 8-hour. I don't think we're going to have anything here on the 12-hour, and clearly we won't have anything here on the daily either. So nothing TD wise. So realistically, the only TD trade is this daily 9 in the US dollar index, which being a 999, it's got a better than average chance of bouncing, or at least holding price, or at least holding, well, I say holding it up, yeah, holding it up and stopping it going down even further. So yeah, I mean, we've got this level here which we have wicked below, only slightly though. And yeah, so really for me it is all eyes on this dollar index. It is all eyes on this dollar index. Just for the next 1 to 4 day move, see if we get a 1 to 4 candle correction. And yeah, that's this is really going to be for me what I am looking for to guide me on the price of Bitcoin. And yeah, I mean, realistically, where will that move get us down to? I mean, it could get us down to 11,200. It could get us down to 10,600. But at the moment, I'm sort of erring. I mean, if this move is just a 1 to 4 day correction and we don't really make much progress, into the 94s, then I realistically for Bitcoin just see as realistically just testing down to this 11,000, maybe some wicks below, but realistically candle body closing, larger time frame candle bodies closing above this trend line. So that is it, really. Not too much else to say there, guys. So yeah, smash that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed. So close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Let's do this. Let's get there. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for listening, and I will speak to you guys later on today.